He was a vegetative patient who had been in a coma for 30 years. Finally, he could be treated. But this caused his mother great pain, because she didn't know if her son could face the world alone after treatment.
The what?
The world.
What's there here for him after all these years?
You're here.
The mother had taken care of Jackson for 30 years. She wanted to hear her son call her mom again. She decided to sign the consent form. The test officially began. At first, the doctor gave Jackson 200 milligrams of levodopa, but he had no reaction. Jack increased it to 400 milligrams, but it still didn't work. At night, Jack decided to increase the dose further, secretly increasing it to 1,000 milligrams. After administering the medicine, he slept beside Jackson's bed. However, when Jack suddenly woke up in the middle of the night, he found that Jackson was not in bed. He hurried out to search for him. Finally, he found Jackson awake at the desk. The first thing Jackson did after waking up was to write his name. Jackson finally saw the light in the darkness. He perceived everything around him. However, he was no longer a child. The person in the mirror was a 43-year-old middle-aged man. His mother was also full of white hair, her face wrinkled and no longer young.
Mom.
They hugged each other. 30 years of longing and regret turned into tears at this moment. The outside world had changed a lot. Sunshine and crowds, vehicles and rock music. All these made Jackson happy. He understood that being alive was the greatest happiness. At night, Jackson refused to go to bed because he was afraid that after waking up, he would fall into a coma again. The next day, Jackson remained awake, and his condition gradually improved. This gave Jack enough confidence. He wanted to give the medicine to more patients, but the huge monthly cost of $12,000 made the stingy dean refuse directly. Unexpectedly, a nurse put her paycheck on the table. Other colleagues also stood up. Those kind paychecks were placed in front of the dean one by one. He finally realized how foolish his idea was. The dean helped organize a fundraising event with upper-class people from all walks of life attending. When they saw Jackson transform from a comatose patient into a healthy person, they didn't hesitate to take out their checkbooks to help these comatose patients. With financial support, Jack and the nurses constantly observed the patient's reactions, adjusting the dosage according to each person's condition. To avoid missing the observation of the drug's effects, they slept directly in the office due to exhaustion. At night, a nurse suddenly ran over. Jack quickly rushed to the ward and found that 15 patients had actually gotten out of bed. Those sealed consciousnesses were freed from the darkness. They were using their bodies to feel the real world. The once silent hospital became full of vitality. Jack looked at Jackson with great relief. It was he who paved the way for these patients.